This is cute. Like, we got to learn each other. I still don't think this mic is loud enough. Is it on, this thing? Yeah? Over there I sound nice and loud. Here it's like, hello. Okay. So I got to come closer to you. How are you all today? The scriptures today have various themes going in. If you read all of the scriptures, James' letter, the section of Isaiah, Matthew's gospel, we hear a lot of different themes and actions going on. We have actions of love and hate. We have actions of war. We have actions of hope. We have actions of return, patience, themes like you wonder how they all come together, but they do all come together as we continue the journey of Advent, moving toward the celebration. How are you? You came from William. I didn't see Artie here. How are you, Artie? Is this your parish? No. You just came up. Artie's from William Patterson. He's a staff member there. Welcome, and anybody else who's visiting. Retired. Yeah, Anki, yeah, I wish I was. That's another story. Okay. So all the themes come together. Thank you. The mic is better now. All the things come together, and as we move toward Advent and the preparation of the birthday of Jesus, don't forget, it's not his birth. That's already happened. It's the anniversary of his birth, the anniversary of the incarnation of Jesus in the flesh. That's what we're moving toward on December 25th. The theme of hope is so important, but we have to know where our hope is rooted from, where it comes from, what the source of it is. And the first reading from the book of Isaiah really assists us in a dramatic way in understanding what hope is really all about. These people in the book of Isaiah are returning home after the Babylonian captivity. And just imagine, their land had been devastated. All of the people, the populace, were moved up to Babylon for generations. After the Babylonians knocked down everything the Jews had, the Edomites, another clan, came in and did something very awful. They salted the earth so nothing would grow. So they were really putting an end to the people of Israel. But God had a different plan, doesn't he always? We have plans, God has the ultimate word. So ultimately, they're being freed. And how they are freed is very interesting. They're freed from Babylon by a Syrian who is not a friend of the Israelites, but an enemy of the Babylonians. So the Syrian, Cyrus, conquers Babylon and notices all these Jews living up here, and he sends them back home. As they're making their way back home, they're going home to nothing. They're going home, and visually, just imagine the last few years how our world has been smacked by nature, by Katrina, by the Haiti eruptions, by any devastation that we imagine throughout the world, the tsunami. Imagine going back right after the devastation of the earthquake, or after the devastation of the tsunami, going back, and what do you see? Garbage. Nothing. Not a stone upon a stone. And that's what these people are coming back to. And I want you to listen to Isaiah, what he's telling them. Put yourselves in their shoes. As they're going home to devastation, and now we're talking, this is not Bible study, we're talking relevance. Put your own issues in front of your face. We all have our own anticipations, yes, of Christmas, but yes, of tomorrow and the tomorrows of our lives. And we all have disappointments. Not all disappointments. There are many disappointments that are before us as a result of our anticipations. Things just don't go the way we want them to go. The boyfriend I fell in love with, the girlfriend I fell in love with, the wife I fell in love with, the kid that I put through school, all of that, the in-laws, the sicknesses, the unemployment, all of those devastations are in our lives every day. And we can either go down with them or stay strong. And that's what the prophet Isaiah is telling you and me and the people of Israel. Stay strong. And he says, listen, when you go back to this desert, listen to what he says. When you go back, the earth will rejoice and the parched land will bloom. Think of the irony of this. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. It will rejoice and flower with abundant flowers and joyful song. The cedars will flower. The flowers, the burdens that you thought that were there will be gone. Sharon, Carmel will flower and blossom. Water will come out of the dry earth. And Isaiah is saying to you and to me, be strong. Fear not. Here is your God. Isaiah said to those people returning from captivity, when Haiti's eruption and earthquake took place, of course the whole world took attention to it. There was one reporter among the many, many, many who went there, and he went there with his microphone and he interviewed one of the local people from Haiti, expecting to get who knows what kind of a reaction from this guy. And he's standing amid rubble, he's standing amid garbage, he's standing amid death, and he sticks the mic in his mouth and says, well, what do you have to say? God will protect us. I have faith in God, and God will see us through this. Witness throughout the world via public news networks. Witness to the gospel and the scriptures. Witness to faith. That amidst all of it, fear not. Be strong. God gets us through it. It's ironic that we're moving toward Christmas. We're moving in the season of Advent. We hear things like this. Yes, because you know there'll be disappointments, little disappointments. The gift won't be the right gift. The size will be wrong. The lights are going to go out. The cookies are going to be burnt. You know that those little things, they're small little things. They're not tsunamis. They're not earthquakes. But they're going to go wrong. And God is saying to all of us, be relevant. Know what's going on. Be strong. Have faith. And then Isaiah takes it another step further, and this Jesus will refer to in the Gospel of Matthew. Your crippled will walk. They'll dance. Your blind will see. The lame will leap like stags. The mute will sing. And mourning and sorrow will flee. Who can promise that but God? We all have relevant people in our lives, people we love and depend on. And I go out on a limb here, but I have to say, even that person that you love and loves you the most can't promise you that as God can promise you that. He is with us. Be strong. He holds us. He gives us a direction. So you can imagine the Baptist reaction centuries later when his land is going through a different kind of political devastation. The Romans had come in, they took over, they're telling Herod and Caiaphas what to do. They're running the show in Israel. And the Baptist has been preaching. You heard him in the last few weeks in the Gospels. He's so angry because he's preaching a baptism of repentance. Sinners, come on, get baptized, and then arm yourselves because we're going to overthrow these Romans. And he's angry. And he even says the axe is right next to the root of the tree, ready to be chopped down, because everything that's chopped down is going to be thrown into trash. And then he even looks at the hypocrites. He did this in last week's gospel. The Pharisees who came to observe, those who know it all, the authorities, whether it's church, political authorities, they came in to observe him. And he says, who do you think you are coming here for baptism? Your fruit will tell the people who you are. You have to change and become completely different. Your actions show God and they show people who you are. So he demands action. So he's angry. And he's a political thorn in the side of the system. And what does the system do? They incarcerate him. He goes to jail. And from jail, he sends word to his follower. He hears about the Christ, the Messiah. This is the leader we've been waiting for. This is the one who's going to overthrow the Romans. Go see if he's the one. And this one that they go to, this Jesus, says, go back to John and tell him what you see and tell him what you hear. No blood, no revenge, no hate, no greed. Go back. The deaf hear, the dumb speak, the lame walk, the dead are raised from the dead. Who is this Jesus? We're waiting for a rebel. We're waiting for a knight in shining armor. We're waiting for a terror. Who is this Jesus? There's a scene in the book Temptation of Christ by Kazantzakis. It's a novel. Jesus and John the Baptist are arguing. John wants his way, Jesus wants his way. And Jesus finally says to him, paraphrasing, if I were wood, I would chop. If I were fire, I would burn. But I'm heart, and so I love. This is the one who gives us strength. This is the one for whom we are preparing. This is the one about whom James says, be patient, my brothers and sisters, until he returns to us in glory. Be patient and act according to his way, which is, don't complain, don't judge. Be patient and make your hearts firm. This is the one during the season of Advent that we are preparing the way for. And listen to where he was finally incarnated. You know as well as I do. Coming up in this area as I drive through northern Jersey, western Jersey, wherever we are, I see a lot of farmlands, I see a lot of farmers, I see a lot of barns, beautiful land, horses. Most of you are probably commuters back and forth. But this land is earth. This land is farmer land originally. Last night as we left here, I shook the hand of someone, and it was rough. And I said, what do you do for a living? He said, I'm a farmer. I said, wow, it's the first time I really met a farmer. And I thought of this scripture where James is saying, be patient, just like the farmer has to be patient as he plants seeds. So God is telling us to be patient. But let's go one step forward. Where was the Word incarnate born? Where was the Son of God made man? In a mangiatoria. Sounds nice in Italian. In a manger. Sounds okay. And in the eating trough, surrounded by cow dung. The picture hardens, doesn't it? In a room, a stable, surrounded by hay and lambs. The smell comes to mind now. He had it hard, and yet he grew up, teaching us what following God, the Father, is all about. His reward is the cross, but his ultimate reward of the Father was the resurrection, the guarantee that the one we are waiting for is with us. The one we are waiting for is here and now. The one who gives us the strength to fear not is with us. Love in the flesh is ours in Jesus. Born in the stable, with us always to push us forward, to be his people, to fear not, to be strong. He is with us. Emmanuel.